ladies and gentlemen, Chandrayaan. Let's quickly throw those images, throw some graphics out there so that you can actually understand what's happened so far and what's bound to happen today. So essentially all maneuvers have been done. Our velocity increasing maneuvers outside the Earth were complete. We then went into that translunar injection. Then we entered the lunar orbit. Then this velocity decreasing orbit maneuvers kept on happening, 5 or 6 of those. We completed all of those stages. Now today, ISRO hasn't really put out a timing of that yet, but that's the latest image that you can see. We're just waiting for one last separation of modules, and then probably we're going to be closer enough to the lunar surface to attempt a soft landing.
What they are saying is that after yesterday's move, that is reducing its orbit around the moon, the separation is the next big move that we are looking at. And interestingly enough, right now what they're saying is that probably we are at 153 kilometer by 163 kilometer kind of an orbit. So the craft's new orbit radius after the Wednesday's orbit maneuver is this, and at this orbit they are attempting the propulsion system to be separated from the lander. Of course, the propulsion system is what they use to fire to let that aircraft into a translunar or into an injection, and then goes in firing the different maneuvers for which they use that engine power of that propulsion craft. Now it's not required because it has entered the final phase, so the propulsion will be removed from the lander, and I'm just waiting. I mean, I'm becoming more impatient as each and every step that they take. August 23rd is when they are saying the soft landing will occur, and they are expecting it to happen. So there's an interesting graphics that the Hindustan Times has put saying what to expect next. Okay, and this is what they are saying. What happens after separating and before the lunar landing? The lander module will begin identifying its 4 kilometers into 2.5 kilometers landing spot, which ISRO has earmarked. ISRO will perform a series of complex braking maneuvers to ensure that the craft makes a soft landing and does not crash. And at the same time, ISRO will also make sure that errors that kept Chandrayaan-3 from making a successful landing are corrected in real time and not repeated. You were speaking to Madhavan Nair. What are the insights that he gave you on this?
Well, yesterday I did have a conversation actually, in fact, with the former chairman of ISRO, and he was a little bit emotional also. But I mean, scientists, they don't tend to be as emotional because you have that logic and reasoning backing your conscience and thought process all throughout. I asked him what it was like back in the day and what it is like today. I mean, today you're hearing about various kinds of advanced technologies that are fit inside the rover and the lander itself, let alone the entire module. And what he was saying was that the biggest quantum jump for India has been the fact that we're making all these meticulous transmissions from Bengaluru to our lander up in space, and that says a lot about what we've achieved in so little time, in lesser a budget than all the other competitors. Roscosmos is also something that I spoke to him about.
What did he say
Lunar 25, should we even be comparing? And he said, no, we absolutely shouldn't be comparing. What India has done is a quantum jump. There is no comparison to what India will achieve on the 23rd of August.
There is this picture, Kabir, whenever I try to research on ISRO, that comes up most often in the algorithm as well. That picture is about how they try to have a rocket module on the back of a cycle. And the scientists, in fact, in the 1960s and 70s, riding the cycle and taking it to the launch space. And then you have bullock carts, moving in complex scientific paths towards the launch pad and where it gets assembled. So, when you say a quantum jump for a space research organization like ISRO, it's not only a quantum jump, it's a light speed jump that they have done. And that's why I'm saying that every time when I hear something about the lunar mission, I'm just waiting for it to
Today, Varghese, today you won't have to wait a lot. Today, specifications of the rover say it's a 26 kilogram body, 50 watt power, but the mission life is only going to be 14 days, ladies and gentlemen. The Russian mission is going to carry out its research for 1 full year. And we're only going to be doing it for 1 lunar day, which is 14 Earth days. So as soon as the sun sets on the lunar land, our machines will cease to function. That's what it is. And that was one of my biggest questions and concerns, because Lunar 25 took off way after Chandrayaan-3 did. It is going to land ahead of Chandrayaan-3, and it is going to work for almost 350 days more than our own module. So what are we trying to achieve with this mission? Is it going to be a larger messaging? But all of that is secondary. Primary is the fact that today the propulsion module is going to separate itself from the lander module. So both of them go away, just like that Hollywood interstellar movie. It's going to
that's
go away.
supposed to be the sound effect, is it?
Another big question.
By the way,
that
Kabir,
does come to
you
my
can't
mind.
hear sound in space, okay? Because
Another thing that does intrigue me a lot is that there is so much of garbage in space as well. For all these orbiters, all these missions that keep
dead
on going
satellites.
there are these separation modules that are just left there.
there, I think,
And the dead satellites as well. They're all just going there. I mean, people are scared of meteors and meteor attacks and strikes, but you might just go inside into a mangled plethora of dead satellites.
the thing that we should see is that nobody is addressing this issue because there is a lot of space debris that is there, and it is becoming riskier for more missions. It is becoming riskier for existing satellite operations. It's becoming riskier for existing land
Imagine
operations.
space traffic control. You have the International Space Center, beg your pardon, and then there is going to be an international space traffic control because there's so much of traffic in space. But
Unmanned traffic.
again, today we will touch upon Chandrayaan once again, once the separation has been successful, and again a very interesting voice for all the viewers out